Do not adjust your TV screens. Another Sunday and another pulse pounding, heart wrenching, blood pressure rising Ravens. 60 minutes of football. They came into this game 0-2. Boy, did they pull out a win. They survived with a 28-25 victory over the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to talk about this, the Baltimore Ravens postgame show. Make sure you guys stick that like button, stack that subscribe button, and go ahead and make sure you bulldoze that bell. Sound off in the comment section. Ravens postgame show. Ravens get their first win of the season, improve to 1-2. We're going to talk all about it. Ravens postgame show starts right after this. The Baltimore Ravens post-game show is back for another week. The Baltimore Ravens get their first win of the season, defeating them boys, as Raj likes to call them, America's team, as they call them also, the Dallas Cowboys. 28-25. Should have never been that close. We're going to talk all about it. Raj is on location. He's in Big D with the Ravens. He watched the game. He was there. We're going to get his firsthand account on everything. But if you're in the chat right now, make sure you subscribe if you're new. Hit the thumbs up. Let us know in the comment section your thoughts on the game. Hit the bell. And you can always donate and support the channel with the super chats. But my co-host, the social media producer, the one, the only Big Raj, live from Big D. He's here live in the flesh. I know he's had a great weekend. He's going to tell us all about it. What's up, Raj?
No bread, no water, just hate.
Finish him, Daddy.
That's one big son of a bitch!
Yeah. God damn it.
Are you slapping people today, man? Do somebody need to get slapped? Do you need the belt in Dallas, brother?
So I already have the belt. It's right here. Belt is right here. I already got it. I got it too. But no, man. I just don't know. I don't know what to really think, bro. Like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. It felt like we lost the game. Like, I'm not even joking right now. It felt like we lost. It felt like we went to, we're in Big D, all of us Ravens fans, we're very excited, fourth quarter comes and we up 28-6 and, everything is comfortable. We driving down the field. 46-yarder. Tucker's going to kick that. He's going to make it. He misses it. And the whole entire fourth quarter, it just felt like the Dallas Cowboys completely took momentum from us. And they just was driving down the field. Touchdown, 2-point conversion failed. And then all of a sudden, okay, it's 28-12. Then they do an onside kick. Zay Flowers misses the recover. Cowboys get the ball back. They drive down the field again. Another touchdown, another 2-point conversion. All right. Okay, boom. All right, now what was the score? It was 28-18. All right, cool. All right, we get the ball. Okay, we run the ball twice. Then we try to throw it to Mark Andrews. He completely misses Mark Andrews. They get the ball back again. The referees start to help the Cowboys on some ridiculous calls. And then all of a sudden now it's 28-25. So I was going crazy. I was losing my mind in the fourth quarter. It was very frustrating, very stressful. What turned out to be a very comfortable three quarters. That fourth quarter, man, just took it out of me for real. And I really felt like we lost the game, seriously. But we didn't. We got lucky at the end. But I I don't know what to really think about this Baltimore Ravens team, except that we finally figured out how to use Derrick Henry. Thank God. Lamar Jackson decided to run the football again. Every time he runs the football, it's a very, very beautiful thing, and that's always a good thing. And outside of that, I mean, the offensive line was okay on the right side. It wasn't too terrible. Falele looked okay. McCary looked all right as the right tackle. But uh, but yeah, man, it just felt like we lost this game. Even though we won, it just felt like we lost it.
Well, how was the vibe? How has the fan base going into the game? Were they confident? I know we were 0-2. I know you've been down there for a couple days, and after leaving the game, you said it felt like a loss. I think it was hold on. I think you heard this sound when they started scoring.
Well, the vibe was fantastic. The vibe itself was great. Even though we're 0-2, everybody was positive. Everybody was like, we're going to get the Cowboys. We're going to beat them. I mean, nobody was overconfident, of course. Nobody went in there was like, oh, yeah, we're going to destroy them. Nah, it was nothing like that. But the Ravens fans thought that we were going to come down there and we're going to, beat them, which is what we did do. But it's just the way that it ended. But yeah, the vibe itself was great. I mean, the whole experience from coming in on Thursday with a good majority of the Ravens fans, from the plane ride coming in to sightseeing down the stockyards in Fort Worth, Texas, to going to a couple events where a bunch of Ravens fans was included in the tailgate today. Like, I mean, thousands upon thousands of Ravens fans was down there. So it was the vibe itself was great. The vibe itself was fantastic. It's just how things, turned out at the end of this game. But like I said before, seeing Derrick Henry, run for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, and looking like his old self was fantastic to watch. And of course, Lamar doing his thing was great.
Well, let's start there. The offense. We know the offensive line was much maligned the last 2 weeks, even really going back to the offseason ride with the moves of Zeitler leaving and Morgan Moses leaving, John Simpson as well. No sacks today. Obviously, Lamar runs around, so that's a little bit to do with him as well. But you mentioned it. We know it's Stanley. Left side, Voorhees is coming to his own. Linderbaum, but Faalele was not benched. No Makari at guard. No Cleveland. And then we got right tackle. Of course, Makari the whole game. I don't think Rosengarten played much, if anything.
No, Rosengarten didn't play at all, and neither did Ben Cleveland. There wasn't a rotation. They stuck with Makari at right tackle and Falele at right guard. They didn't make any substitutions. And the reason why they said that is because I listened to some of Harbaugh's press conference. He said that he was very proud of what Falele and Makari was doing. He said he didn't want to mess up the rhythm because they was kicking ass out there in the first half. So he was like, you got to keep up with what is working. So they didn't change anything. And I mean, to be honest with you, they did play well. I mean, I can't say that they did not play well because they had 28 points. They was running the football whenever they wanted to. They was doing exactly whatever the hell they wanted to do to the Cowboys. It's just in that fourth quarter things changed.
What did you think about Lamar? Lamar was, let me go back to those numbers, 12 for 15 because they were running so well. 182, 1 touchdown, as I mentioned, no sacks. Dak Prescott, 20 to 51, 379, 2 touchdowns. The Ravens did get him 3 times. Lamar today. Let's talk about Lamar. I said it in the chat. I said this guy is on pace to win another MVP. Obviously, we want that Super Bowl MVP, but his numbers in the regular season, if he's healthy like this the whole season, he's going to be putting up close to 5,000 yards total. I mean, passing, rushing, and I don't think a lot of people knew, Raj, because you listen to 105.7, but when they were bringing down the stats, the Ravens have the #1 offense in the NFL.
Right? I don't know, bro. I don't honestly know. But like I said before, just seeing Derrick Henry do his thing up live and personal. I mean, we've seen it against us plenty of times because we played the Titans, in critical situations, and how Derrick Henry would destroy us at times, and he would run all over our defense. Just to see him do it to somebody else when he's on our team was fantastic to watch. But Lamar played great, man. didn't have to do too much today. He wasn't trying to overextend himself. He took what the defense gave him, which I always like. He used his legs, especially when you have a weak defensive line. And the Cowboys uh, and Micah Parsons and Demarcus Lawrence wasn't really a factor at all because they just couldn't do nothing with him. They really could not stop him. They really couldn't slow him down. There wasn't there They were chasing him the entire game, and the middle of the field pretty much was kind of open because they feared that Lamar Jackson was going to get to the outside a lot, which he did. But it just, I mean, like I told you before, they pretty much bullied them the entire game. They bullied the hell out of the Cowboys defensive line, and I just I think the Cowboys are soft, man. I really do. I think they have a soft interior. Outside of Demarcus Lawrence and Michael Parsons, I think they need to get some beef up front. They need to get some physicality.
Finger licking good special. That's what I'm talking about. Oh.
They did, and they did, and they did. Oh, the dogs, but they did show Michael Irvin though in the fourth quarter. They had like a little thing. Yeah. He thought it was finger licking good in the fourth quarter, but I mean, yeah, they just soft, man. I'm like they're soft. They are a soft team up front, and like I said before, we was bullying them the entire game until we decided to be our own worst enemy. But Lamar played a legit game.
Derrick Henry, 25 attempts, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns. Justice Hill, 5 for 33. Flowers had a carry for 3 yards. Nelson Aguilar, let's get to the receivers. A reception for 56 yards. Kolar, 1 for 30. Bateman, 3 for 28 and a touchdown. Love seeing that. Hill, 2 for 21. Flowers, only 3 for 20. Likely, if I would have told you, Raj, coming into this game, Likely and Andrews, only 1 catch for 4 yards. Andrews, only 1 target today. Did you think this team would win this game? They spread it around a lot today. I think, 9 different guys or something like that?
To be honest with you, I thought they was going to use Andrews. I had him in my start and my fantasy, and I don't know what's really going on with him. I really don't. Not that to say that this is his fault that he's not getting the targets or what's going on, but yeah, I was very shocked that we didn't use him on certain play action plays, and surprised we only used Likely 1 time. But I mean, maybe that was the game plan. Maybe that was the thing. Maybe it was like, look, we're going to get this ball to Derrick Henry as many times as possible because we kind of, we didn't do it in week 1, which we should have did. And in week 2, we didn't do it enough. So it was like, all right, boom. We got to give them over at least 20 plus carries. Let them wear the defense down, run the football, run the clock. That's what the game plan is. Whoever's open gets the ball. It doesn't matter. And this is how we're going to win this football game. So that's exactly what they did. I'm not mad about the game plan. I thought the game plan was kind of solid. And yeah, Andrews gives up his body chipping. Yeah, he did. He gave up his body chipping today, and which is good. But I think that was pretty much the game plan, though, Byron. I just think whoever was open was going to get the ball. It wasn't going to be one of those games where Lamar's going to throw the ball like 30, 40 times or whatever. It's pretty much run. If they can't stop the run, you continue to keep doing it. You continue to keep doing what works. And since we saw last week what the Cowboys did against the Saints when they pretty much ran them out the out the stadium, why couldn't Ravens do the same thing? We have the 2 of the best running people on our team, including Justice Hill, who's very underrated. He is a very fast dude when he has space. So it was a great game plan. It was a great game plan by the Ravens offensively. So because it worked mostly.
What do you moving forward? Can this offense be sustainable, or are they still trying to find themselves? I think maybe finding their identity. I mean, they clearly need to run the football, but we can't use the excuse Lamar doesn't have weapons anymore. We know the O-line isn't very good, but he made it work today. I think they got enough weapons for Lamar. I think we can stop that narrative, though.
I think Lamar has enough weapons. It's just how he uses them and how he's going to use them and who's going to be in what position and what place. Now, granted, yeah, he doesn't have a great offensive line, but there's things you can do that can help the offensive line. Lamar does a lot of improvising We've seen that plenty of times. That helps the offensive line. So he didn't get sacked at all today, of course. And you got two of the best on the other side with Michael Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence rushing at you, and he's getting the ball off. That's the one thing we always said he needs to get the ball off and he needs to get it off quick. He had a lot of quick passes today. He wasn't trying to throw the ball all the way down the field, standing in the pocket for more than 5 seconds or 10 seconds. He just pretty much took what works. And sometimes that's what you got to do. Like if you have a dominant pass rush, the Cowboys, some say they have with Michael Parsons in them, got dump the ball off, get the quick passes, get your run game going, slow the defense down. That's what they did. So, like I said before, the game plan was solid. I have no animosity towards our Tom Monken or John Harbaugh with what they did today. But yeah, it is sustainable, I believe. It just depends on how you do it and how you're going to get other people involved and like what period of the game can you get them involved. Because we already know that we do have a lot of people and everybody can't eat every game. So sometimes you got to use people in different spurts. Like you said before, Kolar got a long pass. Aguilar got a long pass. Well, not a long pass, but he broke a tackle and made it a long pass. But
Yak, we don't see that often. It's
yeah,
good to see
you
some
don't,
yak
you don't
yardage.
you don't see yak very often. But it's just depending on how you use your weapons in this case. So hopefully going forward, this is a recipe for W's because we all know we don't want Lamar holding on to the ball a lot, like you said, because we have a weak offensive line. So this helps, you know, this helps that out just a little bit. Just and who knows? Maybe later on during the season they get a little bit more comfortable. Maybe Falele, gets a little bit more experience at right guard, and maybe Rosengarten can, find his way in a starting lineup, and then we can look even better. But until then, this is how you're gonna have to win games. You got to win them ugly.
Let's get to the defense. Zach Orr's defense was number one against the run coming to this game, but last against the pass. Very weird statistics there. We saw last week they gave up a lot of big plays to Devontae Adams. We knew about CD Lamb coming into this game. CD only had, what did he have? 4 for 67 on 7 targets, a fumble. Great job, Nate Wiggins. 6 for 95 by Jake Ferguson. Turpin 3 for 51 with a touchdown, and Tolbert 3 for 42 as well. Also defensively, Kyle Hamilton had his best game, 12 tackles. Roquan Smith 11 tackles. Stevens had 5 tackles, and Kyle Van Noy stood out to me with 2 more sacks. Raj, what do you think about the defense today, man?
Outside of the fourth quarter, I thought they played great. And outside of the fourth quarter, I thought they played great. I thought that Trenton Simpson had a couple knockdowns that were key. I thought Kyle Hamilton looked like himself a little bit. He had that one tackle where he just was at the dude's, face, and he just completely just knocked his ass down and then took his helmet off. I was like, goodness gracious. But I thought the defense, besides the fourth quarter, was great, man. I mean, they held him down to 6 points. I thought that Zach Orr was doing a good job calling, the right plays at the right time. Even though I didn't like Wiggins on CD Lamb, like most of the game, I did not like that. Granted, he did get a turnover on him, but I just thought he got worked a lot. And I mean, it's the second game in his NFL career, so it's like, why would you put him on the best player, and I have safety help a lot? It just didn't make any sense to me. But outside of that, I thought they played pretty well. I think Roquan, I think Ro, and I was talking to Q doing my ride back to the hotel, and he was telling me, he was like, I don't think it's not that Roquan is out of shape. He just thinks that he misses Patrick Queen, and he might be right. He might be right. I think at times Roquan looks like the Roquan that we got last season, and then at other times it's like he can't cover for a damn thing. He can't cover for anything. And I just think that on certain plays, it's just like, I think Trent Simpson is still trying to find his way in his defense, and he gets like caught off guard in situations, which leads Roquan to have one-on-one coverage against a tight end or wide receiver, and he doesn't get his head around, and then boom, he makes a big play. Like a lot of them was in the fourth quarter. So I don't know, man. I thought the defense, like I said, the first 3 quarters played well, but fourth quarter it was just they just had a complete meltdown. Like they shit the bed, and they really could have cost us this game. They should have cost us this game, honestly. But yeah, man. I mean, it was a tale of two defenses, man. It was one that was great and one that was very frustrating to watch.
Should have had a safety, by the way. I think Namdi Matabike should have had that safety. I don't. Some of
Yeah.
those calls. Did you think the refereeing? Some of the calls were a little egregious. I know they had a couple
Oh,
calls that were.
the referees were bullshit today. I mean, let's not even kid ourselves. The referees are straight garbage, straight trash. But that's no excuse. We still had a 28-6 lead. We still had a big lead on this team. So they wasn't that garbage to the point where they were like costing us complete points. They were garbage, and when they was coming back, you know what I'm saying? When they was making a run, that was extremely garbage. But still, we put ourselves in that situation. We did a lot of things on the field that helped, the referees call these penalties. And we seem to do that at the wrong time all the time. And that's something that has to be cleaned up. The last 3 weeks cost us all these games because of penalties, mostly because of penalties. And we beat ourselves a lot. So the referees did have a hand in it. And like I said today, but we still had a 28-6 lead. There's still no point in completely blaming them when we still had a chance to like really just put this team away, and we was just doing all kinds of silly things out there defensively. But like I said, this is gonna be growing pains for Zach Orr, man. Like I don't expect him to, come out the gate, being great, because we seen this 2 years ago with Mike McDonald. We seen this already. We seen the story where he's the first year defensive coordinator, and then he's like having great games and whatever, and then all of a sudden the fourth quarter comes, and then the Ravens turn into a pumpkin, and then all of a sudden the other team has the lead, and you're like, what the hell happened? And we just had a double-digit lead, and we lost it again. So we've seen the story. We've seen it 2 years ago. Hopefully Zach Orr can learn a little bit faster than what McDonald did, and figure out how to call plays better. Maybe tune some things, tune blitzes or whatever. Get guys in the right situations, because we can't have that. We can't have stuff like that. Stuff like that cannot happen. And if you think we're going to even try to even make the playoffs, that cannot happen. But yeah, it's just a tale of two defenses and plays that are being called at the wrong times.
Let's get to special teams. We talked about it last week with Justin Tucker. I do want to give a shout out to Jordan Stout, though. He had some really, really good punts, I think, kicking inside of Jerry World. And also, Deontay Hardy, I think, did a decent job returning some kicks and punts. But the elephant in the room, Tucker misses, what was that, a 40-something yarder? I'll get the numbers, but we talked about it last
46,
week.
46 yarder.
46 yards. I mean, and we saw Aubrey. I told you, the bionic leg, kicking it from 65, 1 yard short of the record. He probably could have made it from 70.
Yeah, man. Shout out to him. Shout out to Aubrey. I mean, I was in the stadium in awe. Like, are they really gonna kick this from 65 yards? Man, he kicked the hell out that he probably could have made it from 70 if he really wanted to. He probably could have made that damn thing from 70. That's how great that kick was. But shout out to him, man. I mean, him and Harrison Buckner from the Kansas City Chiefs, they might be the two of the best kickers in the league right now. They might be two of the best coming. But as far as Justin Tucker is concerned, man, we didn't already had this conversation last week. And this just, I don't know what's going on with him. I have no idea. It seems like ever since Travis Kelce, got into his head in the AFC Championship game, and pretty much told his ass to get away from him, whatever. It just seems like that now he can't. It was bad enough that he was struggling from 50, over 50. Now he's struggling from under 50 now. So it's like none of these kicks are going in really, and if they are going in, it's like they're wide left and is not straight down the middle anymore. And then it's something like something's going on with him mentally. It's not that he can't kick the ball. It's just he's no longer accurate. It's like he's just having these mental lapses at the wrong times, or something, a routine of his is not going correctly. So it is very alarming. It's very frustrating. It's very just like I cannot believe he's missing the kick like this. Like he's looking. I hate to say this word. He's looking Cundiff-ish a little bit, and that's definitely not a good name or a good thing to see. But I don't know, man. Like the whole momentum of the game changed when he missed the kick. Like the entire momentum that was on our side completely just evaporated once he missed it. And I'm not sure how or what he has to do to get back on track, but he needs to figure something out, man. Like he needs to be on that field, like maybe 3, 4 hours before the game, kicking field goals constantly. And then you know what? He needs like somebody yelling at him. He needs somebody shouting at him. He needs like distractions all around him, and just continue to keep kicking the football. I mean, maybe wear some headphones where he's playing some rock music and it's all loud and going, like the stuff JD from New York be playing, all that shit, and just get it out of his head, man. Just get it out of his head. Because, like I said, it's not that the fact that he can't kick the ball far. He still can do that. He can kick the ball as far as anybody. It's just he just can't put it through the upright most of the time. So I think it's a mental thing. Hopefully he figures it out. I mean, because if he can't, then for sure, man, this will be his last season in Baltimore. I guarantee you that he will not be coming back. He will be getting cut. He'll be getting that phone call. And I don't want that to happen to him. I love Justin Tucker. He's been great since 2012. I mean, he's been with us for 12 years. So there you go. But just saying, man, I don't want to say this is it for him. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to put that brother down. I just think it's a mental lapse, and I think he needs to get right. And I think he needs to hold himself accountable and put the work in. Fuck the commercials. Fuck the opera singing. Fuck the Royal Farms chicken. Get your ass out there and kick them damn field goals, man. Get back, get
So
right.
you're saying
Get
no
right.
more meat. No more meat.
He don't need no meat, man. He need to get his ass out there and kick field goals and make them. That's what he needs to do. Or his ass won't be here anymore. And I love Justin Tucker. I mean that from the bottom of my. I love the guy.
No water, just pain.
But that's the reality. That's the reality. That's the reality of it, man. I mean, you're getting paid to kick the ball in the upright. If you can't do that, why are you here?
I'll leave it there, man. We'll make sure we clip that and put it out. Raj with the
Yeah,
mic
clip it.
drop. I will. Next week, we'll be playing at this time next week on Sunday Night Football in prime time. Ravens return home. Does not get any easier, though, as the Buffalo Bills, who are currently 2-0, play Jacksonville tomorrow, Monday night. Probably are going to win to move to 3-0, so they'll probably be undefeated. Josh Allen, we know how good he is, how good he gets hyped up. That defense, Von Miller's back, Ed Oliver, Rousseau. They have a lot of talent. I think they're a little bit better than a lot of us thought, even with a lot of the weapons that they lost. It's going to be a tough one. Another one on Sunday night, Raj. Remember last time we played Buffalo came down to the wire as well.
Yeah, I was there. I believe I was there, and we played Buffalo. And I don't know what to expect again because Buffalo is a whole different team than they was when we saw them. They have a bunch of new people at the wide receiver positions. So I mean, we're the worst offense passing wise. So I don't know what to really tell you, man. James Cook might be a problem though. I mean, that brother. If they give that brother space, he could be a complete problem in space. We already know what Josh Allen can do with his legs as well. So watch out for that. The Buffalo defense is pretty good. So I'm not sure we're going to be able to run almost 300 yards against them. But yeah, man, I expect the Ravens to show up. I expect the Ravens to make it a close game. Hell, they might even have another double-digit lead. But I'm not going to make my pick just yet. I got to really think about this game. But I expect the Ravens to show up. It's just we already know that they have problems finishing games, and Josh Allen, finds ways to finish games. So yeah, man, they're a very unknown team right now, a very unknown mystery team. So we'll see what happens going into Sunday Night Football. It's going to be a good game, though. Hopefully, the Ravens do come out with the victory. But yeah, like I said, I'm glad we got the win today. Glad because we needed it. We can't go 0-3, so we didn't do that. But it's just going to be very tough next week because like you said, we got Von Miller coming in, and a couple other guys that are known to play great defense on that side of the football field. And it's just going to be like, I mean, I don't know. It's just going to be kind of weird because there's no Stephon Diggs, there's no Gabe Davis, and then you still got Josh Allen, but yet they're what 2-0 right now. Or did they win today? Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, they got to play tomorrow.
They play tomorrow, Monday night. Yeah.
Okay, so they play tomorrow. So who knows? They might win or lose tomorrow. If they go 3-0, that might be a little bit concerning. If they lose tomorrow and they look terrible doing it, I mean, we'll see. But yeah, it's going to be tough. It's always going to be tough. Every Raven fan knows this. I look, expect no gimmies, even if we're up by 30 points. We're still going to be a close game. But yeah, it's just going to come down to what we do on the football field and how and what we're going to stop. If we stop the run, be prepared for the pass. If we stop the pass, be prepared for the run.
Real quick, I'm gonna go around the scores, Roger. I know you didn't see all the games. I'm gonna just touch on them
I
real quick.
ain't seen any of the games.
Yeah, I know. I know you're gonna get out of here. I just want to touch on the AFC North real quick because Pittsburgh did win today, and Cleveland lost to the Giants. So just a crazy week, as every week is in the NFL right now. We got Kansas City and Atlanta. You see, that's a 1-point game. The Giants beat the Browns 21-15. Malik Willis comes back to Tennessee, beats the Titans 30-14. So Jordan Love, no problem. Colts get their first win, 21-16. Yes, we love the love. Vikings beat the Texans 34-7. Sam Darnold did hurt his knee, but he came back. But they're saying he may still need something, MRI tomorrow. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Also, Myles Garrett has an MRI tomorrow on his foot, so he might be missing time for the Browns. So more goofiness. And Deshaun Watson was benched and came back, so it was real goofy. Yeah. Eagles.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did see that. I did see some of that Eagles Saints game. But how the Eagles come back? They were losing.
It was like the last drive of the game, and then Dallas got it, ran up the field for like 60 yards, like Aguilar, basically.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
and they put all 15 points in the fourth quarter.
yes. No AJ Brown. Devontae Smith got a concussion. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Steelers beat the Chargers 20-10. I mean, they just find ways to win, man. This
is what they do, man. This is one of the reasons why I wanted Russell Wilson to start so bad. I was like, please be healthy, and then he wasn't healthy. Now Justin Fields is in there, and now we're getting the Fields Steelers experiment, and it's going fantastic for them. Because think about it, not only is he a rookie to this offense, but now they can actually build around him and put more weapons around him, and that he can get more comfortable and can get better. This is what scares me about the Steelers. Like a lot, last year it was like they were winning games, but they were ugly. It was like they really had no. They didn't. I ain't gonna say they really had no offense, but they didn't have nobody that you could look up to. Like Kenny Pickett was not the guy. Clearly, he was not the guy. But Justin Fields, I always thought that brother could play. He just needed somebody to believe in him in the offensive line. He has both with the Pittsburghs, and the one thing he does not do is he doesn't turn the ball over. He does exactly what they need him to do. He keeps it simple. If he needs to run the football, he runs it. And they play great defense like they always do in Pittsburgh. And this is what they come out with. But the Chargers are pretty much a younger team as well. They lost a lot of their wide receivers. J.K. and Gus is there as a running backs. So, I mean, this does not surprise me.
Herbert had a sprained ankle. He hurt, so he might be out. We don't know what's going to happen there. So we'll see what happens there. Broncos beat the Buccaneers, another shock, 26-7. Bo Nix, man, he's doing all right.
Yeah, I thought Bo Nix was going to be okay. Like, coming out of college, he was one of those guys that were underrated, but I always thought that he was going to be okay.
Oh, Panthers beat the Raiders, who beat the Ravens last week. The NFL is crazy, man. 36-22. I told you, man. Andy Dalton was going crazy down there, man.
It was happy days for real, huh?
Yes. Seahawks, I told you, your boy DK. You see him, Donkey Kong running all over the field. Mike McDonald, 3-0, Raj. I know Ravens fans love to hear that.
Bro, I told you from jump that I wanted Harbaugh fired for him. I said it, but it's neither here nor there.
Shout out to our good brother here. These thoughts, man. His Rams came back and won 27-24. I talked to him earlier, man. He said you picked the right game to go to, man.
I mean, clearly because you talking about him? But he went to the game.
No, he said you did. He
Oh,
texted me.
oh, 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 I did. Okay. Yes, his team won, but what's going on with the 49ers, man? Brock Purdy did have a good game for what I saw, but
I don't think Debo played. CMC
Deep,
didn't play, obviously, and I believe someone else
George
didn't
Kittle
play
didn't
either.
play.
So
George Kittle didn't play either.
yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
yeah, they just having injury issues then. It's like a hangover from the Super Bowl. They just having injury issues. So maybe they'll probably get right by the end of the season. But starting off, they look like the Bengals right now.
Yep. And they play on Monday night tomorrow against the Commanders due to Bengals. So that could be a game that we see. The Lions did beat the Cardinals. Now, I did see Sam Laporta get carted off. I'm not sure of his injury. I'll get more updates tomorrow, but he could miss time. So that's a loss for them, but they did get the win over the Cardinals.
Okay. So yeah, this is a wacky week in football. All around. It's like people that
Wild,
you
wacky
think are
stuff,
gonna
man.
win and they don't win. Now all of a sudden it's like we in a cluster Franklin of ones and twos and ones and some 3-0s. But yeah, it's a wild west out here in these streets, these
I think
NFL streets.
every team now has a win in the NFL. Oh, the Titans, the only winners team.
Yeah,
Titans
the
are the only winners team.
only winless team.
And yep, yeah. So with that being said, Raj, how are you feeling about the AFC North? Is Pittsburgh the team to beat right now? Like I said, tomorrow we got Washington at Cincinnati and Buffalo host the Jaguars. So there you go.
I mean, who have they played? Like who was that 3 teams that they beat? I can't
They
forget.
beat Steelers beat the Chargers today. They beat the
Chargers?
Falcons in week 1.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
they
that was
beat
Falcons.
who else did they beat? I don't know the second team they beat. I'll tell you right now. They beat the Broncos 13-6.
They might be. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. I think they might be the team to beat in the AFC North. They beat some pretty good teams so far. And I told you, like I told you before, I already had my soliloquy. I just think that Justin Fields is the right fit for them. Like he's the guy that they actually needed. He can move, he can throw the ball on time, he does whatever they need him to do, and he does it well. So yeah, I think if they get some more weapons, or if they make a trade in the trade deadline, and they get a wide receiver that can do some more things than besides George Pickens, they're gonna be extremely dangerous. They're gonna be really dangerous. So yeah, I do think right now I think they are the team to beat in the AFC North. Now the other 3 teams in there, I couldn't tell you. I don't know if it's the Bengals, the Cleveland, and Ravens. I don't know. But right
And you
now,
look at their schedule.
no one.
I mean, Colts, Cowboys, Raiders, Jets, Giants, Commanders, Ravens, Browns, Bengals. These could all be wins.
It could. It could be. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me if they run the table and they beat a lot of these teams. I mean, they already off to a good start, so they got the heads up on us.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll go more in depth tomorrow. I know Raj will have time to decompress, and you'll be leaving out early tomorrow, so you'll be with us tomorrow for the Flex Zone, right, Raj?
Yes, sir. I'll be back in Baltimore, back with all the foolishness that goes on in our city. Joy.
Yeah, it is a victory Monday at least, though, so you can at least say it's a good way to start the week with the Flex Zone as we present episode 458. Raj, any final thoughts? Any final things you got to do before you leave Dallas, my good brother?
I don't know, man. It's been a fun time down here. It was great. Took plenty of pictures, walked plenty of places. It was hot as hell. It was like basically 100 degrees every day that I've been there. But it was fantastic, man. Like I enjoyed myself. It was great, and can't wait to do it again next month in Tampa. So
Yes.
other than that, man, it was a great time. I might go get something to eat real quick, but yeah, I gotta get the packing and I gotta take a shower and I gotta do some other things.
Well, let the people know how to keep up with us and what they need to do if they're watching this, and so you can get out of here, good brother.
Hey, if you are new to this, hit the like and subscribe button. We do Ravens post-game shows after every Ravens game. We have a live show on Monday nights at 10 p.m. All sports related, Ravens, Orioles, you name it, we talk about it. Wrestling as well. So just hit the like and subscribe button, guys. This is what we do. Hopefully you like the content and you are in the chat room.
Yes. possibly Trippy tomorrow on the show, so stay tuned for that. If so, it'll be a banger episode as always, episode 458. Raj will be back in Baltimore. He'll be back, give his perspective again. We'll see what any updates we have, talk about what happened this week in the NFL, look ahead to week 4, and get your Ravens recap, Commanders with Cavante, Game Ball, Not So Game Ball, Goofies, and so much more. We'll do it again next week as the Ravens are in prime time against the Bills. But for Raj and myself, Rod's favorite host, signing off. Everyone have a good night. Raj, have a safe flight back. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace. Have a good night. Look for the clips on the channel. We'll put out some more content. It's the Flex Zone Podcast. Only place to give you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
Have a good night. Ravens win 28-25. First one of the season. Good night, everybody. Peace.